So today I am going to show you how to load image in React. Okay, so let's create a component, a React component. So here learn loading image. Okay, image.jsx. Here I just create a RFCE. RFCE. It's a React Redux ES7 React Redux syntax shortcut. Okay, and here I just create a empty fragment. Okay, inside the empty fragment, here I just write a learn image. Okay, so uh, just ls. Okay, go to the my app directory and ls. Here node packet.json is there, so npm run dev. Okay, here I use vit command, so that's why npm run dev. Okay, so command click my browser local development server is started. Okay, yeah, previously I do something, so that's why it's showing my previous classes. Okay, so first I just comment out. Here I go to the app.jsx, and inside the app.jsx learn css is there, so I just comment out this thing, and here I just mention learn loading image. Okay, .jsx, and automatically it's imported also. Now you see that learn loading image. Okay, it's imported. So what can I do here? You see that inside the asset folder we have some css folder is there. Okay, so like that, inside the asset, here I create another folder images or images, multiple images are there, so that's why images. Okay, so inside the images folder I just put drag and drop one image. Okay, so how to any type of image. Okay, just put this image. Okay, this image to inside the images folder. Now you see that this one is the image where I explain about the React custom hook. Okay, so so what can I do now? Go to the component. Okay, learn loading images.jsx. Okay, and here just close the download. Now you see that, and here I just create a image tag. Okay, so img tag. Okay, this is img tag, and here what can I do? Here I just put a in double parenthesis double flare bracket. Here I just put my image. Okay, so first I import the image. Okay, so image import, you just write a write the email, you can write anything like img or anything img or anything like youtube yt image from I just I use double dot, means I just come outside the I just come outside of this folder, component folder, and go to the asset folder, and inside the asset folder I have images is there, and inside the images here I just write the image name. Okay, what is my image name? Yt image. Okay, This one is the YT image. Just rename it ytimage.jpg. Here inside the images I have a just rename it. Okay, rename .png, and just do one thing, and here you mention the YT image. Okay, now you see that an alternative inside the this one is the YT image. Okay, and here it's showing some issue images. So yt.jpg, not that's not a jpg, that's a png. This one is a png. Okay, so now you see that the image is visible. You can write image not found. I am image not found. Okay, image not found. If you have any problem, so if I just pn, if I write pn, so png. Okay, command z. Okay, so png here. So if you if your image is not loaded, so in that time alt is display. Okay, so now here I just give some width. Here I use 450 pixel. 450 means it's a here I just write width 450. It's a, in React think that it's a pixel. Okay, automatically it's a taken as a 450 pixel. Okay, now you see that my image is loaded. Okay, so let's understand another very important topic, React forms. Okay, so how React forms are working. Okay, so just here I just create another component. Okay, here I create another component, the learn forms, forms forms .jsx. Now what can I do? Here I just create a RFCE. I create a React function based component, React function RFCE, and here I just create a empty fragment, and inside the empty fragment just write learn forms. Now go to the app.jsx. Inside the app.jsx just comment out this thing, and here I just create a learn forms, forms. Okay, learn forms, and you see that my forms component is imported automatically. Okay, automatically it's imported the learn forms. Okay, so what can I do here? To go to the learn forms, here you just create a just fast name. Okay, here I just write a input tag. Okay, input. Here I just create a input tag. Okay, input type is text, and I don't okay, here I create a input tag, input type is text, and here I just write give a label. Okay, label means your first name, like that. Okay, then I create another label, last name. Okay, last underscore name, and both the input type is and here I use a line break, br. Okay, br. I write again br tab br, so I have a little bit space is there. Okay, so then here I just create another br. Okay, so here I create a submit button. Okay, my submit button is there, and here the input type is submit. Input type like type typ type equal to submit, sup submit. Okay, and I just do all this thing inside a form tag. Okay, I just put everything inside a form tag. Okay, a form, I have a form is there, action I don't pass anything. I just command X, I close the bottom. Okay, so everything inside the form tag. Okay, so you just see that, here I can't here I just pass a value. Okay, here I just pass a value. If I just write anything, Swaraj is my first value. Okay, read only, no, it's not required. It default, it is value means if I just I give a static value. Okay, you can't write anything. So here I give a value. Okay, so value Nike. Okay, Nike, Nike, Nike. Now you see that I have Swaraj and Nike, and this one is a read only file, means it's you can read Swaraj, Nike, and you cannot write anything here. Here we can't write anything, and if you just go to the console, if I just inspect this page. Okay, inspect the page, go to the console. Now you just see that if I refresh the page also, you get a error like you need default value, not value. Okay, so because the read value is a read only field. Okay, because value is a read only field. So if I just write default value, okay, just remove the value. Okay, default value. Now you just see that here I can write something because I provide the default value. So this one is not a good way to provide the default value when your form is uncontrolled. In that time we provide the default value. Okay, when you don't have capacity to handle the form, in that time we provide the default value without having any console error. Okay, now you just see that if I just refresh the page, I don't have error, the error is gone. So how to proper way, so what was the proper way to handle the input field? Okay, so let's create a state. Okay, through state. Okay, so here the proper way is, here you just to create a on change. Okay, either you use on change or default value. Okay, so here I just write on change. Okay, on change. Okay, and inside the on change, here I pass a function. Okay, the first name I have handle first name. Okay, handle first name, first name. Okay, and here like that handle last name. Just copy this thing. See, instead of using value, instead of using default value, here I just paste this thing, just last handle last name. Okay, so the first name last name, so we create the first name and last name. Okay, so before we creating the first name and last name, here I create a state. Okay, here I don't want a React. Here I just create a use state. Okay, use state, sta state. Okay, it suggests something. Okay, and so here I create a const. Okay, first name and set first name. Okay, now you see that first name and set first name, and then I create the const last name, second last name. I use the use state. Okay, use state is empty currently, and here I create the function handle first name and the handle last name. Now you see that I don't have any error. Okay, and now I don't have any error. So use state is there, so here I can pass the default value Swaraj also, SWARAJ Swaraj, RAJ. Okay, and Nike, here I pass the Nike, NAYK, Nike. This one is the default value. Okay, if I just refresh the page and just do one thing, and the value, this one is the on change, and here I just pass the value, or before the on change, here I just pass the value to a proper state. Okay, what was the first name, and the value is last name. Okay, now you see that here, but the main thing is here I write anything. Okay, here you see that I write anything, because here I write something here inside the handle first name. Here I just mention that is set first name e dot target dot value. Here I pass a event and event dot target dot value, so that's why I'm able to write something inside the input box. Okay, so here I can write anything. Okay, and if you go to the automatically it set the value. Okay, if you already install the React development tool, so go to the React development tool components. Okay, components, and you just see that I just you see that all the component inside the app, I have a learn form is there, and inside the state, you just see that the state is Swaraj and the state is Nike. Okay, this one is the default value. If I just write something, now you see that the state is changed, the first state is changed, and the last state, this one, the hook also changed. Now you see that it's also changed. Okay, Swaraj, Nike. So I think you understand how to handle the input field. So the next thing is how to submit this, how to use the submit button. So here one handle, one on submit is there, on submit, when on submit is there, handle submit, one handle submit function, it also take a handle submit. So here let's create a function. You can create the arrow function also. So let's create the arrow function handle submit. Okay, because I used to normal function, that's why. So handle submit is const handle submit. Here I use the handle submit. When I just submit this button, when I press this button, automatically what happen, automatically the submit means I just console.log first name and console.log last name. Okay, and here if you just see that if I just comment out the event.prevent default, so what happen, you just see that when I don't here I just make the default value here you see that here I say that my default value is empty. Here I explicitly mention that my default value is empty. Okay, so if I write Swaraj and the last name is Naik, N-A-Y-A-K, Naik, and when I just submit, I go to the console, you just see that when I submit this thing, you just see that nothing is there, the output is nothing, because the page refresh is there. So that's why you get the output, but it's very quick, so you can't see the output. So I don't want the refresh, so it's a default behavior of your bottom. Okay, submit button. So what was the default behavior of submit button? Means when you press the submit button, automatically the page is reload. Okay, so how to prevent this thing? So event.prevent default is help for preventing the default behavior of submit button. Okay, so now what happen? Swaraj Naik. Okay, I just uncomment this thing. Now you see that. Okay, now you see that Swaraj Naik. Okay, I submit this thing. Okay, refresh, page refreshing is there. Here I don't want action. Okay, here I pass the submit on submit. Okay, inside the form, on submit. Okay, on submit and handle submit. Okay, inside the form. Okay, handle submit. When the form is submitted, so in that time I'm not passing here, not inside the bottom. I just pass this thing inside the handle submit. Okay, inside the form. So refresh the page. If I write something, SWARAJ Swaraj Naik. Now if I just press submit, so I go to the console, I just inspect this page. Now you see that my page refresh is not happen. Now you see that Swaraj Naik. I just press again and again, I get the output. Okay, Swaraj Naik. You can write anything. Submit. Now you get the output like that. Okay, so here not inside the submit button, inside the form. So form default, my form default behavior is when you submit the form, in that time page refresh is happen. So inside the form tag you provide the on submit. Okay, on submit, inside the on submit handle submit is there. Okay, and here prevent default is there. If you don't if you just uncomment this thing, so and submit, you just see that the page refreshing is happened again. So I don't want the page refresh, so that's why I use event.prevent default. So why we create two state? So can we create a only single state? So I just comment out this thing. Okay, I don't want the first name, last name, I don't want anything. Okay, so here also the first name, I don't want first name. I don't want anything here also, because it's throwing some error. Command Z. Okay, I just leave it. Okay, I just leave it. Okay, so what can I do here? I create another const. Okay, so here I just create a form data. Okay, form data and set form data, and here I pass a object. Okay, here I pass a I pass a object. Okay, like first name and last name. Okay, here you see that here this is a object. So here I create a state Okay, single state which control all the input field, okay, which handle all the input field. So instead of using a single state, means instead of passing a single data, so here my default value is a object value, okay, the first name and last name. Now I can uncomment this, I can comment this thing, so I don't have any issue. Now you just see that my default value is my first name is this empty and my last name is this, okay. So uh, so if I use the first name, form data dot first name, okay. So here I use form data dot first name, form data dot last name, okay. You see that form data dot last name, okay. Okay, so form data, I just set my default value, okay. So what about inside the unchange also, I don't do anything in the handle form, I don't do anything. And handle submit, inside the handle submit bottom, inside the handle submit, this one is not a form, this one is a form data dot first name and form data dot last name, okay. Event dot prevent default, and here also form data dot last name, okay. Now I get the output, I don't have any issue. So this previous I in the single state also I can handle everything. The same thing if I just inspect this page and go to the console, go to the console, here refresh the page, okay. So here if I write Swaraj, if I just write Swaraj, here I don't write any, okay. Here I don't write anything because the event targeted value. So here you see that here I don't able to write, I don't able to write here anything because here I write event targeted value, set first name. So here set, this one is not set first name, so here just write form data, here set form data, here I use set form data, okay. Now I use set form data, and here I use the form data, okay. Here I use just spread operator, okay. Here I use just spread operator, that's why and the form data is there, okay. So here I just remove this thing, and here now you see that when I submit this thing, I don't have page refresh is there, and now you see that I get the output also. I think you understand how to use in a single state. I can handle all the form data. If I have many fields are there, so here I create all the field one by one, okay. I just write all the field one by one. So like that. Can you use comma, okay. Just refresh this thing. Here I can write anything, here I can write anything, just submit, then you get the logs also. And now I think you understand how to properly use forms in React, okay. Okay, so value, automatically the value is changed, okay. The value is form data dot first name and the form data dot last name. So here you can do one thing, inside the handle submit, here you can direct console.log. After you console.log, you can do something like I can set the value also. So event here I pass some so the main thing is, if I how to use this data, what was the uses of this value, means we don't have a names. So how to use means if I use any third party backends or anywhere, I can how to access this data from any third party backends. Okay, from any backends. Okay, so names comes to the picture. So here I don't use the names. So here I just write a names names equal to the first name, and here I use the name, last name. Okay, first name and last name. Okay, here I pass the first name and last name. Now if I inspect this thing and go to the networks, and here components, go to the learn, here now you can see that the props, I don't have props. Now you just see that the names also visible. Previously only this thing is visible, but now the first name is my names. Okay, first name is empty and last name is empty. Okay, so how to set this value, how to set the this value? If I just write something, now you see that automatically it's changed. Okay, so when I submit this thing, console.log, I just console.log and event dot, I can write event dot target I want to target the name. Here I can do one thing, not here. Instead of using fast here I can do one thing, handle first name. Okay, first name and handle last name. Here I can directly change the value also. Here when I submit this thing, means this one is helping for here. I can write a handle input here. If I just create a handle input function. Okay, function handle forms. Okay, handle forms, FORMS. Okay, here handle forms, and handle forms means this handle forms is responsible for changing the value. Okay, here I don't want anything, handle form input. Okay, I input. Okay, here input है, handle form input, and here here I just pass the here I just only I reject all this thing. Okay, so what can I do here? I just event dot target dot name, event dot target dot name. I just target the name because my name is anything, first name and last name. So what was the name? Here set I just target the name. Okay, event dot target dot value. Okay, event dot target dot value, first name is not required. Okay, event dot target dot value, and it's not formatting, anything is not required. I think command Z. So I can directly write event dot target dot name event equal to event dot target dot value. Okay, event dot target dot value. Okay, and okay, direct, if I just write a single thing, so if it's working or not, just check it. Okay, because I just target the name. Okay, name, because every input have names. Okay, every inputs have names, and I have a single handle sorry handle. Where is the handle input? Yeah, this one is the handle in form input. Okay, okay, here I just pass the instead of creating two function, I use only single function, handle form input, handle form input. Okay, and this handle form input is responsible for targeting, it's responsible for automatically it's target the names, and change the event dot target dot value. Okay, event dot target dot value. So here I think I can't write anything. Okay, so now you see that now I can write anything. Now you see that now I can write anything here and here also. Submit. Now I just inspect this thing inside the console. Here I get the object of okay, submit. When I submit, I get the object of the form data. Okay, first name and last name, and I can use anywhere. Okay, now you just see that what can I do. My mistake is here, my first name, the name equal to first name, and the name equal to last name. So that's the issue. Okay, and here, because here I use the first name and last name, so that's why first name and last name is there. Okay, here first name and last name is there. So here previously I write the first small name, capital small, means here I just write the small n, so that's why I can't. If I just here you just see that here if I just write small n, so here I can't write anything. Okay, so that's a very little bit of small mistake is there. So this one is a small this one is a capital N. Okay, so if you use the single function, if you want, uh, you can use a single function to write a, you can use a single function to handle all the input field. Okay, so this one is the input, this one is the function. Okay, function handle change. Okay, this function is responsible. I think that I have some problem in this code, but here I don't have any problem, because here I take all the information, and here I just change the event dot target dot name. Okay, name means, what the meaning of name? Name means this one. Okay, I want to change this one. So here the name means this one. Okay, name means this one. Event dot target dot either you can write a name or now you see that event dot target dot name means this one. Okay, first name. Event dot target dot name means the last name. Okay, I think you understand. Okay, so if you like this video, please subscribe my channel for getting this type of content. Okay.